Control types and techniques. We will discuss. We'll discuss the overview of control. What is control in terms of definition? What is how we classify different type of controls. Then we'll discuss accounting cycle and associated controls. In the last, we'll discuss the management controls. In terms of control, before I start, I'll give you just a brief overview of what we are going to discuss. Suppose if we shift to a home and we don't have a lock, we don't have light, we don't have individual door locks and cupboard locks, kitchen cabinet locks. So maybe it's more open it's an open invitation for a stealer or for anyone that they can take anything because there's no control over these stuff. Same like when we make an organization, we have to bring an accounts payable policy, accounts receivable policy, inventory management policies, policies for compliance, risk, policies for administration, policies for HR, policies for production, policies for R&D, these kind of things we have to brought in as a control. So like, if the weather is cold and you want to go outside without your jacket, so you are not following a control, because if you be preventive, like we say, prevention is better than cure, so you can save yourself from cold effects. So if sometimes we put controls in the organization before organization is formed. Once the organization is formed, then we have to we should have a catching controls, which is called detective controls. The best example is the stock take. When auditor comes, he counts the inventory. This is for detection. And then we have directive controls. Sometimes the head of audit department will say to all the employees of audit that they should do CIA, Certified Internal Auditing examinations. This is directive. They are giving you directions. There are so many kind of controls we will discuss today. But this is the importance that without control, we cannot have a risk assessment, we cannot have risk management, we cannot have a good governance. So these three things, control, risk and governance, they will go always side by side. So more focus is in control. In terms of definition, the typical bookish language, control is any action taken by a management, the board, and other parties to manage risk and which increase the likelihood that established objectives will be met. And first of all, as the auditing goes, is we should have a IPPF framework. We should define what is internal auditing, code of ethics. We should follow attribute standards, implementation standards. And once you set these all standards, then you should have the policies for controls. Controls are actions. There are some questions related to which of the following is a process, which of the following is an action. So control is always an action. Control processes are policies, procedures. It can be manual, it can be automated, and activities that are part of the control framework, designed and operated to ensure that the risks are contained within the level that an organization is willing to accept. Now, process, when we define process, it clarifies everything. For example, by using flow chart, when we make everything in a diagram, so the full process is studied, reviewed, and presented to the authorities. So every loophole being identified, and it gives you a crystal picture of what you are going to achieve. That's why if you define procedures, you define control, what is control for you, is going to add value into day-to-day operations. Now in terms of control processes, like how you do it is, first of all, you establish standards, because standards are very important. For example, if you hire a new employee, she is a junior to you, and you don't tell her what she has to do. After 1 month, you call her and you ask, look, you are not a good employee. So she will ask, like, why? What is the definition of a good employee for you? So you will say, this. You will say, no one told me this is a good employee. So that's why when we hire someone, we give them employee handbook, we tell them the criterions, performance. So once after every time you sit with them, you ask from them what is the performance. So they can tell you that, you know, against this criteria, we are meeting this points. So first of all, for every control, you have to establish the standards. That who is a good employee, what is the definition, what is the, who can be promoted, what is the criteria. These all standards we have to set into. Monitoring performance against the standard, this is variance analysis, this is a very high level management tools. This is all auditors, financial controllers, all the top management is always checking, this is agreed, this is actually happening, so this is the difference, which is a key area why this difference is coming, where we lack these kind of things, goes side by side. Monitoring performance and then examining, analyzing deviations. Deviation is the differences between what you decide as a standard and what actually you achieve. If there are too many deviations, mean there's some issue in your planning stage, your budgeting, your forecasting is not good, right? So we have to focus on these things. Taking corrective action is very important in auditing corrections. Monitoring is very important. If you have a very good camera and you put it on the employees, but no one watch regularly what they are doing, this has no importance. You should have controls, then you should have follow-ups, you should have corrective actions, then the actual results of auditing will come out. Then you can reappraising the standard based on your experience. What experience comes to you, you can re-evaluate. Even the charter you can re-evaluate, which is defining the internal audit functions and responsibilities and authorities. Because continuously process change, human mind change, time change, circumstances change. So a vigilant internal auditor is very keen to have changes. But these changes should not be fatal in nature, means every day you have a new policy, new rules. So all employees will see what is this, you know, every day when we come it's a new policy. So policy should be consistent, accurate, timely, relevant. These are the basic things we have to keep in mind. Let's talk about controls. There are some type of control like preventive controls. Preventive is preventive. When we have a new baby, we keep them covered because you know, it is new to the world, so all the germs can, you know, affect the new baby. So you keep them warm and covered. You keep them clean, so any disease should not attack to the new baby. This is preventive. Same way, when we, as I told you before, then if this is hot outside, so you don't take preventive measure, you can have a sunburn, you should have a sunstroke. So if you go in these, you take your umbrella, you know, you go in your car, you avoid full interaction to the sun. So you will prevent yourself, because prevention is better than cure. In organization, what we do is we do preventive controls, means we put controls which prevent things to happen. For example, we lock the door, we put cameras, we define the rules, regulations, procedures, we have handbooks for employees, for operations, for other things. This is going to have a prevention to happen. Now, in terms of detective controls, these controls are like, for example, we have a very good Windows or Apple laptop, and it has no antivirus. So no matter how beautiful this laptop is, any virus can affect the registry and your laptop will not work. So to avoid this, we put antivirus. Antivirus detects the defined viruses which he knows. So same like we put preventive controls. So we make things beautiful for our organization, but anything should not, we will not let anything happen. For that we have detective controls, which detect when something happens in the organization. It starts blinking like a fire alarm, and it prevents organization from upwardly closed. Corrective controls are for corrections, when we know this is bad happening, so we should have a corrective control procedures. Directive controls, they are more into directions. As causes or encourage the occurrence of a desirable event, they include policy and procedure manuals, employee training, job description. This is directive. I direct my employees to have more trainings in terms of the areas where they work, but it is directional, it's not compulsory, of course. It's not as stronger as preventive and deductive, but still directions are required to bring high quality human resource within yourself. Now we have secondary controls. These are compensatory controls, meaning it compensates for one and each other. May reduce risk when the primary controls are ineffective. Okay, what he says, an example is the lack of segregation of duties when a store clerk is only employee present at closing. We're talking about controls, and if it is a big company where we can afford a chief audit executive, audit managers, senior auditors, junior auditors, it can be a team. But there are so many